Welcome to the dark side of BEASTwriter. I'm your host, Ryan Sakamoto, and today we're going to be breaking down news and notes and quotes from today's festivities, along with what the week provided earlier on. And we're going to talk about the injury report. Now, the Raiders did not practice. Well, they did, but it was a walkthrough, and another one was an estimate. So Tuesday and Wednesdays were basically estimates. Thursday, they did practice, which is today. And the final injury report is out because the game is played on Saturday, not Sunday. So everything got pushed up one day. And so that's what we're going to go ahead and break down first and foremost as we talk about this live stream in regards to the interior offensive line of your Las Vegas Raiders. Now, before we go ahead and get started, as always, I like to give a shout out to everyone who subscribed to the channel. Just be sure to turn on and flip on the bell notifications so you get notified when I go live or when I upload content. Also, if you guys want to send me a super chat or super sticker during the course of the live stream, you guys can go ahead and do so. It really means a lot when you guys do that because it makes this all worthwhile in a way, right? Because obviously this is my 9 to 5 and that's how I get paid. It's how I pay the bills. So if you'd like to support the DOB, you guys can send me a super chat or super sticker here on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, my Venmo is linked on my Twitter account, and you guys can donate there as well as other social media platforms, my Instagram Reels. One thing that I will say about my Instagram Reels is I'm noticing that people are stealing my video content and then passing it off as their own, or they would repost the video. They would still tag me in the video, but then I would lose traffic from making that video. So it's kind of irritating in a way because that's how I get paid. That's my job and so forth. So as a content influencer, so please, if you're going to share my work. Don't pass it off as your own. Don't do anything that otherwise would be considered wrong. There's a right and a wrong, and that's totally wrong. Usually, I'm all about good vibes only, but I'm also about, protecting my back pocket. So anytime you kind of go ahead and steal not just my content, I mean, there's other beat writers, other people in the Raiders media who gets their content stolen. And it's really a shame that people can go out and say and pretend that they're there when they're not. So again, I'm all about the good vibes only, but don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I will come back 10,000 times harder. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with the injury report, guys. And like I said, if you can't, or if you're unable to send a super chat, super sticker, you guys can do me a solid just by giving it a thumbs up. So there's 15 of you guys watching right now. Just give this video a thumbs up. It will push the algorithm to other like-minded Raider Nation like yourselves. And then they will be able to see this as a recommended video, and they can determine whether or not they want to follow me for their silver and black content and needs. All right. So thank you so much. On to Six Soldiers says, Beast, thanks for everything you do for the nation. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. And like I said, one thing I like to do on this social media platform before we go ahead and get started is I like to engage with all you guys, whether it be on Instagram, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Facebook. No matter what social media platform I'm on, I always like to engage with my followers and everybody in the DOB family because I don't call you guys basically supporters, right? So you guys are basically family. So supporters, family, all you guys are here, and it's all about good vibes only. And so again, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. It says, Beast, thanks for everything you do for the nation. And I appreciate you for going ahead and, engaging with me, whether it be a like, whether it be a comment, things like this, questions that you guys have. It's really, really cool to see. JD11 says, yo, what's up? It's James from the game. Happy birthday. This is James. If you guys haven't heard the news by now here in the DOB, he follows me here on social media. He literally, it was his 14th birthday last week. I said he's a good luck charm. Posted him up on the website. I also posted up on all the social media outlets that I am on and gave him a shout out. It was James' birthday. He just turned 14. And you guys, if you guys haven't seen the post yet, it's up on the community page, up on YouTube. I also tweeted that video, I did post a video actually, that video and picture out. And it's also on Facebook as well as Instagram. So happy birthday, James. You must be the good luck charm because Chandler Jones sealed the deal with a 48-yard fumble return for a touchdown. And now the Raiders are running sky high, and now they're off to Pittsburgh tomorrow, and we're going to see how they do. But, yeah, what's going on, James? Happy to see you here in the DOB. Thank you so much for joining. Hopefully your dreams came true and your wishes came true. I bet you wish that the Raiders would win. Now, I don't know what your wish was for your birthday, but you are the good luck charm. So come to more games. It's all goodbyes only in the black hole. All right. Robert Pena says, James, happy birthday. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about the injury report. I don't want to waste too much of your time. I know everyone has the holidays right around the corner. People are getting Friendsmas going on. People are getting Christmas parties going on, family gatherings. People are in and out of town. They're flying, they're driving, yada, yada, yada. So do me a solid. This is the perfect opportunity to spread the DLB fam. So like, comment, and engage, and then tell your family and friends, hey, look, there's this new cool cat in town called BEASTwriter. Who's BEASTwriter? Well, he came from the 49ers, and he was a beat writer there. Now that's why he's dark side of BEASTwriter, because he's covering the silver and black now. Raider Nation, I need your support. DOB fam, I need your support. Get the word out. Let them determine whether or not they want to follow me or not. Odds are they're going to want to follow me. Just joking. I'm not, though. But let them know. Let them decide. And odds are, I mean, you guys like my stuff, right? Other guys who won't be here in the first place. So if you guys don't like my stuff, you guys wouldn't be watching it. Or you could be a troll and watching it and be like, oh, BEASTwriter sucks, blah, blah, blah. Cool story, bro. But why would you waste your time doing that when time is money and money is time? So anyways, tell your family and friends at your family gatherings, look, BEASTwriter's legit. Holla at him. He runs giveaways. That's right. You guys know I run giveaways every Friday. So tomorrow, you'll get giveaways. JD11 says you already know. That's what's going on, man. James, and this is what's cool about the Raider Nation. I'll tell you this right now. Usually that dynamic here has kind of shifted, right? When they moved to Las Vegas, I'll be honest with you, it's a transient city, right? So it's a transient city. And so you have people from all walks of life that come into Las Vegas. I go to EOS right off St. Rose Parkway, and I see a lot of Packers fans. I see a lot of Cowboys fans. I see a lot of Steelers fans. See some Raiders fans because they're local. But usually when you go to the games, it's about a 50-50 split. I'm just going to put it out there. And to be honest with you, when the Niners come to town, it's a question about the Niners on who's going to gain home field advantage. If it was my opinion, because I know all the Niner Empire chapter presidents, I know they're going to be traveling. I talked about this 2 weeks ago with guys on the beat here as the beat writers and the reporters here that I work with, my coworkers. And I say, man, I'm hearing that they're going to be traveling hard. Like they already bought tickets, is going, because the ticket prices here at Allegiant Stadium are ridiculously already high. But just think when the Niners come on New Year's Day, how much more amplified. That's like a Super Bowl. I don't know. And Niner fans are willing to pay that price because let's face it, not everyone gets to go to the Super Bowl. And if they have the opportunity to go on New Year's in Vegas, man, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And for all of you guys who are watching, my fellow coworkers, former coworkers, there's a lot of interviews that have been requested to go ahead and hop on your show. I don't know my schedule yet. I'm just going to put this out there right now. I do not know my schedule yet for that week. Obviously, the Steelers still have to play. And then obviously the Niner week is, I call it Niner week because you guys know how this is going to go. I'm coming from the 49ers as a beat writer. I'm covering the Raiders now, my first year on the beat. So you can kind of see how the Battle of the Bay essentially is going to come together. But I don't know my schedule yet for the week. There's a lot of stuff going on here in Las Vegas all together, but shoot me those scheduled time slots that you guys have going on. I know I'm working with Jessica. I'm working with a few other people here, but shoot me those and we'll try to make it work. We'll try to make it work and make it happen. What are the odds? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. All right, we're going to talk about the injury report. Just so you guys know, because I want you guys to know, keep up with the injury report. And I posted this up on Twitter. I have yet to post it up on the community page on YouTube. I will do that after this video concludes. Again, you're going to want to follow me on all these social media outlets. So if you're following me on YouTube, if you're following me on Twitter, if you're following me on Instagram, it's the same handle. It's at BEASTwriter. So if you're on any of those other respective platforms, go ahead and follow me there because you're not going to want to miss a beat here in the DOB. All right. So let's just get down to the injury report. Thankfully, Senior Director of Public Relations, my man, Will Kiss, provided this to me, and we get it every single day. He does a really good job at this, and this is what we have. So, remember, Tuesday, there was no practice. It was just an estimate. So, there was no practice on Tuesday. Wednesday, it was an estimate because they had a walkthrough on Wednesday. And anytime you get ready for a short week, usually you don't want to freaking bang, bang, bang All right, because it's a short week. Like common sense would tell you, bro. Like there's a thing called recovery. All right, so you got. I think mostly anything else is physical therapy and getting right on a short week's notice. All right, so Wednesday was an estimate, obviously, and now that we had Thursday, today's practice, that was an actual practice. And let me just give you a rundown on today's practice. So Alex Bars, if you look at the thumbnail on YouTube and all these other social media platforms that I made, Alex Bars has been dealing with a knee injury. He did not partake in practice on Tuesday, and Wednesday he was limited in the walkthrough, and he was limited again on Thursday. So if you were to ask me if he's going to be playing, I would say, because I saw him in the locker room today, I think it's a 60-40 chance that he does play. So I'm leaning more towards him playing than not playing. However, nothing has been confirmed. That's just what I saw in the locker room. I did talk to a few of the other offensive linemen, one being Dylan Parham, who's also dealing with a knee injury. And again, just like with Alex Bars, he didn't partake in practice on Tuesday, but there was no practice. I just told you it was an estimate. Wednesday he was limited. And then again, Thursday, he was also limited. So with that being said, both those players are listed as questionable, but I think both players will be expected to play. You guys know my story on Nite Mutai. Did a locker room pulse interview on Nite Mutai because, again, hey, look, there's a shortage on offensive linemen. Denver Broncos wanted to keep him. Raiders GM Dave Ziegler said, not today. Broncos country. He's coming to the Raider Nation. Nite Mutai obviously chose the Raiders over the Denver Broncos, and that was his choice. And got to know Nite Mutai a little bit yesterday and spoke to him a little bit today in the locker room. Good guy. His mom actually liked my video because I talked to him about it today. I was like, hey, man, I think somebody, one of your relatives, he's like, it's my mom. It's like, my mom liked it. I was like, oh, okay. So there you have it. But if you haven't caught that video, go ahead and catch it. Look, I don't want to ruin the video. I'm just going to say, after or you can watch it now. I don't care. Watch the Nite Mutai video. It's really, really good to kind of get to know the guy behind the helmet, right? The player behind the helmet or underneath the helmet. What do you want to call it? Behind, underneath, whatever. But you guys get the picture. Nite Mutai, he's going to be a really good player for them moving forward. I really like this signing, and I think he's going to do well in the silver and black. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about these other injuries. Jackson Barton has a back injury. He's been dealing with that for the past couple weeks. He didn't partake in practice on Tuesday. That was an estimate, obviously. Wednesday, he was limited, which was a walkthrough, and he was limited again. All these players I'm about to mention to you are questionable. So Andrew Billings, obviously, I spoke about Andrew Billings yesterday's live stream, and I wanted to talk about Andrew Billings simply because of the fact that Andrew Billings was injured 4 weeks ago. So if you were GM Dave Ziegler, if you're Coach McDaniels, you would kind of want him on IR if he was unable to play this week, because that would have opened up a roster spot for the last 4 weeks of the season, right? Because, yeah, when you go on injured reserve, you have to be out for 4 games. And so this will be Andrew Billings' 4th game that he's missed if he doesn't play. Now he's listed as questionable with a fibula injury. He was limited throughout, so I expect him to play in this game. But ultimately, that's cutting it close because, like I said, that opened up a roster spot. You can elevate a practice squad player to the active roster and then brought in a practice squad player to kind of groom for the 4 weeks. But I get it. They thought that he might have been ready possibly last week. Now he's entering that 4th week. And again, I expect him to be active because, let's be honest, if he wasn't, then they would have placed him on IR like they did to Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller and all these other guys that went on IR early on. My opinion. Actually, it's not really, it's kind of like common sense, actually. The numbers don't lie. On to select shows. We're going to war, and I'm ready. I'm ready too. Oh, JD says, let me know when you go to Lot J because I would like to meet you. You know what? I'm going to be there. I told my guy D Menace in here at 4200, who was the winner of the YouTube giveaway. You guys saw the videos that I posted with D Menace and Tanya 2 weeks ago when they were winners of the YouTube giveaways that I give out here on YouTube. But I told him, because he went to Parking Lot J, he's coming back for the Niner game. And I was like, you know what? Wendy, if you guys don't know, Wendy's just a huge diehard Raider fan. Actually, first game I went to Allegiant Stadium, I got lost and ran into her, and she followed me. This is all by coincidence, by the way. And so I was like, I need to get up to the press box. Like, I was sweating. Anyways, long story short, they're all over in Parking Lot J. So I'm going to be going to Parking Lot J before the game. I'm not going to be tailgating, obviously, because I'm working, but I would like to get to know the Raider Nation on more of a personal level, because that's what we'd like to do here in the DOB. And I want you guys to get to know me on a personal level too. So again, it's all about good vibes only here in the DOB. JD, if you're there at the game, I will be there. You know where to find me, man. You can just shoot me a DM. You know I check all my DMs. If you don't want to do it publicly, that's fine. Just shoot me a DM, and then we can meet up there as well. There's going to be a lot of people at parking lot. I guess parking lot J is the place to be. I don't know, but I've been told that parking lot J is the place to be. Every time I walk by there to the media workroom, well, not media workroom, to the media entrance, I should say, at Allegiant Stadium, it's on the far right. And you see all these fancy cars, like decked out like silver and black cars, Raider Nation stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, trust me, like I know all about tailgates coming from San Francisco. I was also a diehard Niner fan at the time growing up, but I know what it's all about. But then the silver and black over in parking lot J, they just different. They're just different in a good way. So I'm ready for it. See, D-Man says, Beast, what's going on? I know you're going to be at parking lot J, bro. Egalitarian 207 says, what's up? What's going on? Salute everyone. Let's salute Robert. Let's salute Egalitarian. D-Menace, let's salute to you. SVT Vasquez. Look at the vibes, man. We got everybody in here today. And like I said, Anti-Six Soldier, salute to you. All right. So there's a question been asked by my guy. What's up, G? Just put it up there. All right. Niner fan. Followed me since day one. Good vibes only. One of the moderators here in the DOB. One of my best friends. He says, should the Raiders DC Patrick Graham be replaced next year? I don't think so. Now, whether or not I want him back or don't want him back, that's irrelevant, because my opinion does not matter. Like, the reality situation is he may not be back next year, but if it was up to me, he would be back next year, because gosh dang it, he just doesn't have the horses, man. Like, I'm just telling you right now, like the linebackers, coverage linebackers, man. Like, I'm not talking about 2-down thumpers. I'm talking about 3-down players. All right. And then the secondary needs, I love Deron Harmon. Talked to him today in the locker room. Deron Harmon is a guy who they need to bring back. I said it yesterday. I said it since day one in training camp. Deron Harmon is the smartest secondary player they have on that roster. You take out Deron Harmon, can we trust Trayvon Merritt to? I can't. Look, he regressed from year 1 to year 2. Let's not get it twisted. New scheme, whatever. But cover shells are cover shells, and missed tackles in open space are missed tackles in open space. That's called fundamentals. Something was not clicking up there. Now, Trayvon Merritt got my vote for first team PFWA all rookie team this year. It's not even sniffing nowhere close that rookie season that he had. So even for a rookie, now that he's not a rookie going into year 2, he kind of regressed. Now, I'm not saying that he's not going to be good. I'm not saying he's not going to be a Pro Bowl player, because look, I thought, right? Beast receipt. Here it is, calling myself out. I said Trayvon Merritt is going to be a Pro Bowl player this year. Literally said that. Not afraid to say it. In hindsight, I'm not going to say I didn't say it. I said it. But hasn't panned out that way. So, got that one wrong. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I don't know. But I'm not the only one that had the line of thinking that Trayvon Merritt was going to ball out of control. Just like Lester Cotton. Roll Tide Roll. Not even on the team anymore. Got waived. I thought he was arguably the best interior offensive lineman the team had at the time. Got that one wrong too. I love calling myself. It's awesome to call myself out. And I'm not afraid to do it. Because more times than not, I get it right. So I don't care. But some people are like, oh no, you know why they do that? Because they get most things wrong. I don't like doing that. It's okay, yeah. Well, I wouldn't like doing it too if I got everything wrong all the time. D-Menace says J-Law is where it's at. No, all kidding aside, credibility for me, I can't speak for anyone else, is getting it right. And that's how I do business. So call it for what it is. Some people say, oh, you got on your high horse, whatever. No. Like, why would you follow me if I got it wrong in real time? And, comparing that to hindsight, like, why would you follow me? You wouldn't. And if you did, you'd be dumb to follow me because I get it wrong. Like, I wouldn't waste my time following some guy on YouTube or on these other social media or a beat writer that got things wrong all the time. Like, that's just me. I don't want to waste my. You only have 24 hours in a day. What you choose to do with those 24 hours is going to determine who you want to follow. If it was up to me, I want to follow the people who get it right, trending in the right direction. Phil Romero says, "Did Chandler Jones feel bad for straight arming Mac Jones into the dirt?" You know, it's funny. I after the game was over, I got to talk to Chandler Jones one-on-one a little bit. You guys saw the video that I posted and his thoughts on how that play developed, because as we know, I kind of told him, I was like, it was kind of like hot potato with you. You know, like swinging it backwards. I was like, you kind of knew it was coming, didn't you? Desperado told me about this Desperado play. They practice it as situational football. All right. But does he feel bad? No, absolutely not. I don't think so. I think he feels happy. I mean, he goes in the film room and people are talking about, hey, man, maybe you should have pitched it at the time. And then, oh, just joking. You didn't mean stiff arm, and took it to the house. Crazy. Just Exotic says, Graham will be back. The only reason he won't is because he becomes a head coach. All right. So, Six Soldier says, facts. Beast the Light has not gone off. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Trayvon Merritt. I'm just keeping 100. Great. Every single snap. Not just the Raiders, but every defense in the entire NFL. I grade all 32 NFL teams. Literally do it. I'm on like a one-man PFF, but just here in the DOB. So take notes, Kyler Murray, and say, hey, if Beast can do it, I can watch 4 hours of game film a week, because he watches 60 hours in a week. So do the math. He's right. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know how Kyler. I'm just saying, man. I keep on bringing it up because it's mind-blowing. Like, just think if Kyler Murray watched half the amount of game film as I do a week, times 4, times 12. He'd be in the Hall of Fame. Just joking. I don't know. But he'd be better. Robert Penn said, I was wrong with Amik. I talked to Amik today, actually, and in the last game, he graded in fact, the last 4 games, he graded really well in my grading system. Now, he hasn't got the snap counts that you would expect, because obviously Sam Webb was rolled in there. You had Sidney Jones rolled in there, and some of these other guys early on. Remember that they got Javelin Guidry early on. So, you know, there's some guys in there that were kind of mixed and matching, right, if you will. But, you know, Amik Robertson, the last few games, held his own. In fact, he was the most targeted boundary cornerback, or defensive back for that matter. Forget boundary quarterback, because he could play a slot, whatever. But he was the most targeted defensive back in that game. He was targeted 7 times, gave up 0 completions. He gave up 0 yards. The only thing, and I talked about this on yesterday's live stream, that I'm kind of like, about, was he gave up a 15-yard pass interference penalty. But I think that was questionable if you ask me. It wasn't anything obvious. I think that was ticky-tack. Other than that, he played a clean game. In fact, he graded the highest of all defensive backs with a 9.5 grade out of a 10. He also came up with 3 pass breakups. So holla at your boy, Amik Robertson, playing lights out. And people say, oh, Amik sucks. Look, he's a ball hawk. We talked about it. Coach Graham talked about his ball hawk skills. I mean, the dude's a ball hawk. Just look what he did at Louisiana Tech. I mean, there's a lot of guys that come out of Louisiana Tech that stay in the league for a very long time. Tim Rattay, quarterback, San Francisco 49ers, Tampa Bay Bucks. You guys get the picture. I think he played for John Gruden, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and check that. Someone fact check that for me. I don't know, but I know he played for the Tampa Bay Bucks. I know he played for the 49ers as well. 7th round pick, if I'm not 6th or 7th round pick. I think he's 7th round pick. It might be a 6th round pick. I think he came out of, what draft was it? 2000? Tim Rattay come out 2000 or 1999, one of those 2 drafts. I want to say it was 2000. All right. And then they had a guy by the name of Quentin Patton. Y'all remember Quentin Patton, where I nicknamed him 7-Eleven with him and Colin Kaepernick, because he was always open. Quentin Patton, Louisiana Tech. Vernon Butler. You guys remember him? Oh, yeah, he's on the Raiders now, isn't he? Or was he on the Raiders now? What is he up to now? Vernon Butler was another guy, right? They signed this guy, and all of a sudden, what happened to this guy? Right? So, Vernon Butler was on the practice squad. Yeah, see, I remember this. He was released on August 16th by the Las Vegas Raiders, but he was on the team for a little bit. And now he got signed. He recently got signed by the New York Giants on November 15th on their practice squad. And he was just elevated earlier this month against the Washington Commanders, who, by the way, play the San Francisco 49ers, where Chase Young is coming off a torn ACL and is eager to play. Yeah. All right. On to Zixo says, Beast, when are you going to start breaking down film of the top prospect in the draft? After the season is over, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my college game film on draft prospects. I'm going to go ahead and break that down. Did it last year. It was a hit. And it takes a lot of time. But yeah, I have a grading system. It works every time. I mean, it's good. I like it. Makes me look like a smart man. G.D. Lowen says, did you see that Max Jacobs and Devontae made the Pro Bowl? Yes, absolutely. And I spoke with Josh Jacobs today, spoke with Devontae Adams today, congratulated them on making the Pro Bowl. And yeah, look, both those guys should have been starters. No offense to anyone else. And this is not me being biased because I cover the team, because you guys know I keep it 100. Look at strong safety Talanoa Hufanga. He's another one. He should be starting over Budda Baker. My grades don't lie. I tweeted this out. Covered every single snap of both players. You run all 32 teams, really? Yes. Boom. It's there for you. 6.7 compared to 8.1. Holla at your boy. You do the math. That's a huge discrepancy in grading for a guy not to be starting just because he's not a household name yet. Talanoa Hufanga is the best safety, not only in the NFC, but the entire NFL. Go watch the game film. And don't be not name dropping, Minka Fitzpatrick. He's a roll tie roll guy too, but I'll keep it 100, like I said. He is not the best safety in the NFL this year. It's Talanoa Hufanga. Now, they play different positions. One's a strong safety, one's a free safety. But in today's NFL, being a pass-happy NFL, you need to be interchangeable to do both. All right, you need to be able to box safety. You also need to be able to cover your deep third, deep half, whatever the case may be. It's the nature of the beast in today's NFL. I'm sorry. So if you're to ask me who the best safety in the NFL is today, this year, Talanoa Hufanga, it's not Budda Baker. I love Budda Baker, by the way. Love Budda Baker. But he's not the best safety not even in NFC. It's Talanoa Hufanga. So Talanoa Hufanga should be starting. Devontae Adams should be starting. And you go, who are you going to take out? Stephon Diggs? No, I would take out Tyreek Hill. I know Tyreek Hill's having one hell of a year. Don't get me wrong. But if you were to ask me to start an NFL franchise, who I'd rather want, do I want Devontae Adams or do I want Tyreek Hill? Give me Tay. Tay all day. He's a better route runner. Now, speed kills. I get it. Al Davis would probably love Tyreek Hill because he takes what he doesn't take what the defense gives him. He takes what he wants. And Tyreek Hill can definitely take it all, right? Make one house call, 78-yard house call, 90-yard house call, fumble return for a touchdown house call that he did, 2 weeks ago? Crazy. But you know where this is going. Give me Devontae Adams all day, every day. And Josh Jacobs, don't get me started. I tweeted this out. Nick Chubb, Georgia product, good guy, good player, top 5 running back, no question. Top 3, arguably one of the most underrated running backs in the NFL. However, Josh Jacobs is the far superior player this year. In fact, Josh Jacobs is doing more with less. What do I mean? Well, I have grades. Look, Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Tiller. Oh my gosh, Jedrick Wills, Roll Tide Roll. That's not even bringing up Jack Conklin. That's 4 of your 5 offensive linemen who on any given year can be a Pro Bowl or an All-Pro. Double down on those gains. Now you look at the Las Vegas Raiders. Do they have even one player who can do that? Replicate that type of production? Heck no. No offense to the offensive line. I love the offensive line. I think Dylan Parham is going to be a Pro Bowl center and Pro Bowl guard. Whatever the case may be, whatever happens to Andre James, we don't even know. Hopefully Andre James comes back. But I'm just saying, look, if they look to go in another direction, the only guy that I can see with Pro Bowl potential right now, outside of Colton Miller and Dylan Parham, is those two guys. Now, I do like Nite Mutai. I don't know. Nite Mutai might come out of nowhere and be a Pro Bowler. But and I'm not saying any of those. I'm just saying, it'd be hard for me to see that Jermaine Illuminor gets a Pro Bowl berth. It'd be hard for me to see Alex Barnes. I like these guys to get a Pro Bowl berth. It'd be hard for me to see Andre James get a Pro Bowl berth. But anything can happen in the NFL. Anybody can have a good season, right? Anybody can have a one-off in the contract year. That's what happens in contract years. These people blow out of control. I'm just keeping 100, but I think Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs should both be starting along with Talanoa Hufanga. Now, I will say this. For the first time in my lifetime, literally my lifetime since I can remember doing this, which is, dating back to 1998, This is the first Pro Bowl on the defense side of the football. I'm still waiting for the offense side, but the first time, and I don't think we'll ever get the offensive right because people just go to the box scores a lot. Whatever. This is the first time on defense that they got it right. And I'm talking the fan voting got it right. I mean, everybody got it right. So I am so pleased. Now, the only thing that I will say is the starters, like I said, the starters on offense is kind of off. And Talanoa Hufanga on defense is kind of off. But, you know, I'm Jalen Ramsey, average cornerback in my grading system this year. I'm household name. He didn't get in. I was like, woo. But Darius Slay got in. He's well-deserved. I think on the AFC, Pat Surtain and Sauce Gardner have been graded 1 and 2 in my grading system all season long. Pat Surtain, you guys know, I said coming out of college, he's going to be a all-team, first-team All-Pro. And I said that in real time after the draft concluded. Did my Broncos grades. If you guys want to see that, it's up here on the YouTube channel. Just type in Broncos BEASTwriter. Boom, it'll pop up. And you'll see my grades in real time. And then you can check that now to hindsight and pretty much spot on. It's not even talking about the Raiders. Not even talking about the Niners. Talking about the totally different team, Broncos. And I did that with all AFC teams. But I told everyone, Pat Surtain is the most fundamentally sound cornerback that I've seen come out since Ahmed Plummer out of The Ohio State University, number 19, who now, as you guys know, was drafted back in, I believe it was the 2000 NFL draft with Jason Webster, who they also got out of Texas A&M. They also brought in guys like, gosh, who else came out? I think, did John Milam come out of that draft class? I don't know. I believe Paul Smith out of UTEP was a fullback, running back hybrid, came out of that draft class. John Engelberger out of Virginia Tech. Chico Kiefer came in 1999. I think he came out of Purdue. He was known as a tweener back then, not an edge. But yeah, you go back and you look at the timeline of the current events. That 2000 NFL draft, yeah, Jeff Ulbrich sounds like California Jeff Ulbrich, and came out of the obviously University of Hawaii, special teams ace, and also became a nice tackling machine there. Obviously now is DC in the NFL with the New York Jets. But that was one of my favorite drafts. Just saying it. Yeah, John Engelberger, Jason Webster in the second round. I believe you had Julian Peterson and Ahmed Plummer in the first round. That's 4 starters right there. You come out of that draft with 4 starters on defense. I liked John Engelberger, but I heard he was kind of a crazy guy. I heard he kind of said some like off stuff, but yeah, whatever. Before my time as a beat writer with the Niners, Phil Romero, I was just a fan then. Phil Romero says, I feel this coaching staff is a lot better at evaluating talent than Gruden's staff last year. Look, I think this coaching staff is legit. I told you guys, I'll take this to my grave. I think they're legit. There's no way that they're not. I just think that, yeah. Anyways, we talked about Dylan Parham, Alex Bars. They both have knee injuries. They're both listed as questionable, but I expect both players to play. I just want to point that out for you guys because at the end of the day, it's going to be crazy with the defensive interior of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Talked to Darren Waller today about it. The first thing he points out is that defensive front 7. They have guys who can line up all over the field. You know, when I run grades on the Pittsburgh Steelers, would be Terrell Edmonds, who's dealing with a hamstring injury. We're not sure if he's going to play. In fact, let me look at it just to double check. He is listed as questionable. He didn't partake in practice all week. If he does, he already has a hamstring injury. To make matters worse, he's not even good in coverage to begin with. So I would attack him with Darren Waller. I'd be like, hey, Darren, just run down the scenes past Terrell Edmonds because he's too slow to stay with. He's too small to stay with you. You can box him out all day, right? If it's like 3rd and 6, just run a squat route. All you have to do is use a Y stick concept, have 3 receivers out to the left, trips formation, have one run a go route, have another one run an out or a shallow crossing dig, and have them run the squat route. Have Darren Waller run the squat route. Good luck. I'm telling you, man. Terrell Edmonds is a liability in pass coverage. There's a reason why they declined his 5th-year option. No one wanted him. He returned. I don't know. His brother's Tremaine Edmonds, if you guys don't know. But Terrell Edmonds, I'm not so high on him. If he does play, I would say attack him all day long. He's already dealing with a hamstring injury, so I would force leverage game on that hamstring. I mean, I'm not trying to injure the guy. Obviously, I don't like seeing guys get injured. But, hey, if a guy's playing hurt with a hamstring injury and he's already in that scheme mindset where, like, if you're scheming him up, like, yeah, man, you can expose him. You can expose him. So 34, you might get exposed. Speaking of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I like Cam Hayward. He didn't get a Pro Bowl nod, but I like Cam Hayward. Over the last 2 years, got my first team All-Pro vote. He's a guy that you guys should be looking out for, number 97. Obviously, they have Alex Highsmith there, number 56. There's a reason why they let Bud Dupree go after he tore his ACL, because they had Alex Highsmith waiting in the wings, that third-round pick. He's done a really good job. Last year, he was concentrate. How do I know this? Because I cover all 32 teams, and I do a lot of research. People are asking me this, like, how do you know so much? In the comments section, look, this is what I do. I have no life. Working out and football's my life. No. So Alex, getting back to Alex Highsmith, he was learning how to read his keys, having a strong get off, and now transitioning to year 3, you're really seeing him shining, right? You really see what he can do. And then you have TJ Watt on the flip side of that. We all know what TJ Watt can do, defensive player of the year, TJ Watt. And then from there, they brought in Miles Jack, because obviously they kind of had the experiment with Mark Barron, that converted safety linebacker, roll tide roll, didn't really get it done. Okay. But he's been kind of like on the outside looking in. And I said, when I was writing for Sports Illustrated, covering the Steelers, I meant this guy's going to be a liability. He's going to be gone. He was gone. And so, the same concepts apply. Like, you look at this team, and they're just really good up front on the different front seven. In fact, they're very disciplined. That the Pittsburgh Steelers coaching staff is very disciplined under Mike Tomlin, and he always says the standard is the standard. So no matter what injuries happen, as we report the injury report, you have Deontay Johnson listed as questionable with a toe injury. You have Terrell Edmonds listed as questionable with a toe injury. And then you have obviously Miles Jack with a groin injury listed as questionable. It's the next man up. And so again, that's why I don't think there's going to be that much drop off in production, because they have good depth, especially on that defensive front seven. It's not someone that you can expose in that defensive front seven. Now on the back end there, yeah, I mean, can you really tell me like guys like Cam Sutton can stay on an island with Tay Adams? Can you really tell me that Arthur Millette down in the slot can keep up with Hunter Renfrow? Can you really, number 35, if you guys want to know numbers, I know name dropping, that Arthur Millette's number 35, Cam Sutton's number 20. And then obviously Terrell Edmonds, number 34, and obviously Minkah Fitzpatrick is number 39. Minkah Fitzpatrick is the glue. I think he's going to be locked in and keyed in one-on-one, because he can play the slot, he can play the boundary, he can line up as multiple safety looks, and they do a lot of false rotation. And so when you do a lot of false rotation, for Derek Carr's perspective, pre to post snap reads, it's going to make life difficult for him. So that's why I think it's important that in this ball game, you establish the run, shorten the ball game, and win the time of possession, and play a keep away, basically, because the weather's going to be a factor as well. So Josh Jacobs, I expect him to get 25 to 30 touches, maybe 24, 25 touches rushing, and maybe another 4 or 5 receiving, and then sprinkle in some of these other guys like Zeus White and see how he does, because I'm really, really eager to see a larger sample size of Zeus White, who I talked to today in the locker room. So again, all these guys are going to be ready to go. It's just a matter of how this game is going to shape out. But I think from both teams' perspectives, especially on the flip side of that, you have Najee Harris, right, who didn't partake in practice yesterday, but he was a full participant today, and now he's not listed on the injury report altogether because his game status is he's going to be playing roll tide roll. So he has a mean stiff arm. You all know about Najee Harris. One thing that people don't realize is when he gets out in open space, outside of a stiff arm, he likes to hurdle people. So again, if you're going to try to go after his legs, he's going to try to hurdle you and gain that extra valuable yards. And he doesn't cower out of bounds. He actually welcomes contact. So watch out for Najee Harris as he kind of, whether it be inside zone runs or a power-based run scheme to the outside, off a counter or whatever, pull, trap, whatever the case may be. Najee Harris is a guy that is the real deal. Najee Harris is Najee Harris. I don't know what else to tell you. Holly wants to Timber Tate played for the Bucs in 2006. Gruden coached the Bucs from 2002 to 2008. Oh, I was right. Thank you so much, Holly. And happy holidays to Holly. You made some good. Holly, I'm just letting you know, please do not post any desserts on Facebook anymore, because I saw the desserts at your family gathering. Holly is, it's funny. Holly's good friends with, actually good friends. She's related to my sister's best friend who was in the wedding. So it's weird how we all came together. And that was like, we didn't even know that until hopping on YouTube. YouTube is crazy. I'm telling you, YouTube is like a one-off. It's like crazy. SGT Basket, but stop posting your delicious cookies and treats. I was kind of jealous. SGT Vasquez says Zach Wilson is holding the Jets back. What a terrible game. Not even watching the game right now. I'm watching Rudy, believe it or not, in the background. Jorge Ramirez says, who needs to lose tonight to have better odds for the Raiders? That's a good question. You know, Adam Hill, my guy Adam Hill from the Las Vegas Review Journal, put up a story on that. Go ahead and follow my guy Adam Hill. He actually did a story on that for the Las Vegas Review Journal, and he has all the mathematical equations on that. That's his story. So I want to give him that traffic. So go to Adam Hill. He does a really good job covering the Las Vegas Raiders as well, and does a really good job with keeping you updated on all things silver and black. All right. JD11 says, I forgot to say thanks for the pin at the game. Oh, you're very welcome, man. Hey, man, that's what the good vibes here only is. So JD, if you guys don't know, you guys know it was his 14th birthday. I took his picture and he asked me to sign his sign for his birthday and sign some stuff for him. But then aside from that, you know, we got this game day pennant, and that's the small things for me, like it'd be cool to have that game day pennant, you know, because it'd be a memory for myself. Like, hey, I was at the game up in the press box, you know, and then you can show once you retire or once your career is over that, hey, look, this is all I have, and you can kind of make kind of like a frame out of it. That's what people do. For me, it was almost like, okay, it's this guy's birthday. So I'm just going to give him this pin. In fact, when I went down from the press box to the media downstairs onto the field, I said to myself, because I took that pin with me, I had it in my back pocket, and I said, this is what I like to do, right? This is what I'm about, giving back to you guys as fans. So whatever I can do, I'm going to do. So anything that we get from up in the press box or at the games, and you see me and you're part of the DOB family, I'm going to be the first one who says, hey, what's up, Beast, and gets my attention. You're going to win that prize, whatever it is. You don't know what it is. It's like a grab bag. You don't know what you're getting. You just know you're getting something swaggy, right? So again, thank you so much, JD. And it just happened to be a birthday. It just happened you be the first one that follows me, obviously, that notices me. So you got that game day pin. It's a pretty cool pin, man. I got to be honest with you. But I'm glad you had a lot of fun at the game. Phil Ramirez says, Beast, how's Alex Leatherwood? I'm not so sure how Alex Leatherwood is doing. I did read a report, what was it, the other day, that he played well. Someone posted on Twitter that he played well, but he still needs work. So I don't know. He's not on the Raiders anymore, so I'm not really concentrating on him, even though I cover all 32. He's not a guy that I'm really focused on because he's kind of like a non-factor at this point. Like, don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you, my guy. Don't know what to tell you other than I don't know. Hopefully he's doing well. Jorge Ramirez says, thanks. D. Menace says, happy birthday, JD11. All right, so there's 18 of us watching right now. I know everyone, like I said, has Christmas stuff going on. We've been on for about 48 minutes. Like I said, if you have anything that you guys want answered, please ask me some questions, and we'll do my best to get that answer for you. I did post some workout videos for you guys. D. Menace saw it. A few of you other guys commented on it. That gets the most to be honest with you, I'll be 110% honest. On Instagram, that's what you guys know me as for my fitness gains. Like for, you know, obviously part of EvoGen. And so obviously being on Team Ventura, you guys know that's what I do. That's my other 9 to 5. So I'm building out this home gym here. Literally, the equipment here is expensive. It's not cheap. In fact, when you add up just 2 pieces of equipment, okay? Do the math. 2 pieces of equipment here, the dumbbells and the flat bench. All right. Whether you can incline and rotate it upwards, right? Guess how much that's going to cost? Just those 2 things. Dumbbells and that flat bench. $750 freaking dollars. $750. That's not including the mats. That's not including the mirrors. That's just 2 pieces of equipment. So I'm building up the home gym for all you guys because I want you guys to get a workout in as well. And let's face it, not everyone has the luxury of having a home gym. So I'm going to be incorporating workouts to where you don't need necessarily weights, but you can still have a really, really good workout. The biggest mistake in the fitness industry that people like to make is excuses. No one cares about your feelings, bro. I'm sorry. Ladies and gents, no one gives a dang about your feelings. Like, stop being all up in your feelings. Stop making excuses for why you cannot do something. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. What you choose to do with those 24 hours is going to determine how tomorrow is going to be when you wake up in the morning and win the day, right? So it's up to you. The choice is yours. You can either try to live a healthier lifestyle, or you can be sedentary, watch TV from the comfort of your own couch and say, hey, look, you know what? Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll start next week. Maybe I'll start when New Year starts. And look, people want to know, yes, I do online coaching. I do personal training. So that's another thing that I do outside of covering the Las Vegas Raiders, outside of bodybuilding. This is my life, right? That's why they call me the BEASTwriter. That's why you guys call me BEASTwriter, right? I didn't give myself that nickname. Actually, to be honest with you, the 49er Faithful gave me that nickname because we're known as beat writers. And one guy said, I forgot who it was. I think his name was Andrew something. He said, no, you're the Beast Rider. And so Beast Rider was born. I really didn't like it because Beast is kind of, everyone's called a Beast, like cool story. But then some of the guys with the Niners, some of the Niner employees were like, nah, man, you have to just go with what they call you, man. You can't like say, I don't want to be called that. So kind of stuck. And so that's how Beast Rider was born. And here we are today. But getting back to it, yeah, football and fitness is what we do here in the DOB. So I'm going to be posting some workouts for all you guys to enjoy. And look, everybody has to start somewhere, right? So I'm not saying go 0 to 100, but start somewhere. There has to be some kind of starting point, just like with Coach McDaniels and implementing the new schemes in place, right? So football and fitness is what we do. How does it tie into what we're talking about with the silver and black? Well, I'm telling you, look, if you're going to start doing something different, let's face it, the humanistic approach is doing things out of comfort zone, and people don't like that. I don't even like that. I don't like going out of my comfort zone and trying something new. Why? Because it's different. We're not used to it. It's very foreign to us to do something like that. But in order to grow in life, you're going to have to do some outside the box thinking and kind of take it for what it's worth and check your ego at the door and be like, you know what? I'll try it. And if you don't like it, then you can always go back and do to what's normal to you, right? But let's be honest about it. If your growth does not come from being comfortable, it comes from being uncomfortable. That's where growth comes in to play, right? You cannot expect anyone to grow if you're in a comfortable setting all the time, because there's no growth there. Like, you have to do things that you otherwise wouldn't normally do in order to grow. So when you bridge that into Coach McDaniels and teaching the schemes, there's a mindset switch, right? There's a mindset switch there, right? There's some kind of change there. And so same thing with fitness. Look, you just started out. Cool. All right. So what's the starting point? What's the game plan? What are the steps that we need to get to where we need to be down the future at the end of the year, right? And you go through it in quarters, right? Okay, the first quarter, first 3 months, what are we doing? Halfway point, what are we doing? Okay, 3/4 of the way, what are we doing? Okay, at the end of the year, what are we doing? By then, you have all this body of work, because your consistency is key, that you're building up to whatever it is, whatever goal you're trying to attain, to work and accomplish that specific goal. So I'll be posting some videos for you guys. Will it be the standardized push-up? Will it be trying to work out your triceps using just your own body weight? I mean, there's different things we can do. And let me tell you something. You guys can get very creative, because once COVID hit, trust me, people ask me, how did you stay in shape with the gyms closed? I got very creative. Like, you would see me, I'm not joking, back in the Bay Area, you would see me on the side of a crosswalk, and there was no pull-up bars, right? I couldn't go to the local park because they blocked it off and they would close it. So I would just go basically on the side of a street and start doing pull-ups, and people would obviously drive by and be like, well, not many cars were on the road then, but people would see me like, what is this guy doing? Hey man, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. I'm just being 100. But the 16 of us watching right now, hit the like button, smash it, give it a thumbs up, recommend this video to all your family and friends by sharing this video, retweeting it, sharing it on Facebook, Twitter, and also on YouTube. Share on the community page. What's up, G says, for building muscles, is it better to do fast or slow reps? That is something that mind and muscle connection is one of those things where that comes into play. So everyone talks about the mind-muscle connection in the bodybuilding industry. Look, what I'm about to tell you, no one is going to tell you. All right? Everybody is built differently. Jeff, you're built different than me, right? I'm built different than Jakob Johnson. Jakob Johnson is built different than Rock Yassin. Rock Yassin is built different than Amir Abdullah. However, There's always those bodybuilders and always those coaches that, oh, you have to do it this way because this way works. And if you don't do it this way, you're not going to grow. Your muscles aren't going to grow. Oh, don't do that. I hear it all the time. Even at the professional level. Look, I still keep in touch with a lot of professional strength and conditioning coaches in the NFL, current and past, and we have differing views. We do. But at the end of the day, no one knows your body better than you. So for me to go out and say, oh, to do fast reps is better than doing it slower, that's not true. Because again, what body part are you working? And then also, what's the time under tension? And then what's the rest? It's in between sets that you're doing. And is it a working set as opposed to a warm-up set? So all these factors play into the role of going fast or going slow on the positives versus the negatives. Now, for certain exercises, I will kind of mix it up to get that blood flow. The most important thing when you bodybuild is not so much how much weight you can push. And people call me an ego lifter, hence some players, but I'm not even lifting heavy. So it's kind of like, thanks, man. I appreciate you calling me an ego lifter, but that's like my warm-up. 225 is my warm-up. Just saying it, but you already know. But getting back to it, all I got to say about this is the blood flow to the muscles. That's where you're going to get the most. People talk about chasing the pump. You want to get that pump. You want to get as much blood flow into the muscle stream, right? Into the muscles, right? For the muscles to grow. The muscles need blood flow to grow, right? That's just period. So if you're doing like a standardized, like let's say like tomorrow, right? Tomorrow I'm thinking about staying home and doing curls. I might even do it tonight just because I have no life. Football and fitness is what I do. I'm being serious about this. So let me just put it right here. All right. So if I was to do like a curl, right? A standardized curl, you can go up and then you can go slowly down. Let me just bring this down for you right now, right? You can go up and you can go down. But at the end of the day, like, it's not how fast or how slow you're doing it, because to me, it doesn't really work. As if you're doing tricep push downs or tricep push downs. I was going to say pull downs, but it's tricep push down. You can really get the motion right here on the triceps, but then you're going to need cables for that. So it depends. Now, if you're working shoulders, like I did my video today on YouTube, if you guys want to see my video on YouTube, and I'm doing a shoulder press, standardized shoulder press, on the negative, this is the positive. This is the negative. If you go down on the negative, yeah, you're going to feel more striations. You're going to feel that pump right here, right? On your delts. But at the end of the day, whether or not you go fast or slow, fast, I mean, that just, it's all based on feel. My former coach believed in TUT, time under tension. He's like, you know what? Just do the controlled slow movement and then pop it back forward, and do a controlled slow movement and pop it back forward. That didn't really work for me because I felt like I was wasting too much time on the negatives. I wasn't outputting the positives. So I was weak every single rep because on the negative, it would just kill me. And I wouldn't have any energy to get my 6 to 8 reps that I needed on any particular exercise. So my new coach had told me, just do 8 to 12 reps. I don't care how you do it, just do it. Right? Obviously, form over everything, have proper form. You can't be doing bad form, using bad form. But to me, that's what I prefer. I prefer lifting heavy. I'm all about lifting heavy. Some people say, oh, maybe you should mix light and heavy. Sometimes I'll do that just to chase the pump a little bit. But to be honest with you, if I don't lift heavy, I don't feel it. Like, I just be honest with you. Like, so again, I just went ahead and said it's not about how much weight you can push as it is form, which is very true. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be there at the gym doing lateral raises for freaking 45 seconds for one set. And people are like, okay, fly Eagles fly. What are you doing? Are you trying to do the dirty bird for the Atlanta Falcons? I don't know what's going on there, but you need to stop it because I need to use that machine. I don't know, man. But Jeff, I'll tell you what. I'll get you on a workout, and then we can kind of work through we'll work through it. Look, but at the end of the day, I don't know, fast or slow movements. It depends on what you're trying to work out and what your goals are. For me, it's muscle building. I want to build muscle. Jamie says, "What's up, Beast? My daughter is into powerlifting. We'll definitely share your vids with her." Oh, she is into powerlifting. That's awesome. So powerlifting, I'll just be 110% honest with you. I'm very transparent here. Powerlifting is a lot different than bodybuilding. Powerlifting is just how much weight you can push, obviously using proper form. But it's a different type of a beast. I could be a powerlifter if I wanted to, but I would have to give up bodybuilding because those guys can lift. I'm pretty sure your daughter can lift. I'm pretty sure she can probably squat more than me. That's not, I mean, I'll be honest, I can probably squat 225. That's about it. My max is probably maybe 250. But depending on how old your daughter is, and that's cool that she's in the powerlifting. I think powerlifting is a good way to get into fitness. I think it's a really good job. They do a really good job. And there's actually a lot of powerlifters here at EOS off St. Rose. In fact, I noticed a lot of females, a lot of kids, a lot of young kids. I would say they're like college, maybe just out of college or around that age. They're all into powerlifting. They're not so much into the bikini or figure or the NPC IFBB. They're more into the powerlifting, which is very, very different from back in the Bay Area where it's the flip. None. I shouldn't say none, but there's few and far between powerlifters for females in that I would say in that 22 to 30 range than bikini and figure. Here, it's more power lifters, and it's the reverse. So you see less and less bikini and figure athletes here in Vegas than you did in the Bay Area. So very interesting to point that out. But no, that'd be cool. I'm happy. Hopefully I can help her out with her squat game. I know I got good feedback. And again, bodybuilding is one of those things where it's all about the form. Like if you don't have proper form, don't compromise the rep by trying to push heavier weight. It just doesn't work that way. And you're not going to grow. And that's why when I see people at the gym and they try to look up YouTube videos and, oh yeah, man, like you're supposed to do it like this. And I'm watching that video. I'm like, nah, man, like you're going to tear your rotator cuff. Like, but I'm not going to go up and say, I mean, it's not, I want to be that douchebag at the gym. Hey man, you're doing that wrong. Like, cool story. Like, I'm not going to, like, whatever. But if someone comes up to me and says, hey, how do you, like at EOS, right? Like, how do you get your back like that? How do you get, your arms? Like, what do you do for your arms? What do you do for your shoulders? I'll from then I'll coach them up. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not going to be the one to go and correct somebody. I see people at the gym do that. Like, oh, I see trainers do that. They're like, oh, they say, oh, what's your name? Like, whatever. Not me, obviously. But then they, oh, what's your name? And, whatever. And like, oh, yeah, well, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, oh, man, like, I wouldn't say you're doing it wrong because embarrassing. You're doing it wrong. What if he's doing it right? What if they're doing it the way they're supposed to be doing it because they have an injury? I don't know. All right, so I have a few messages here. Look, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about. Wow. Big news. Joking. What is this? All right, so anyways, getting back to it. Yeah, I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff on football and fitness. If you guys want to be fit, you're going to want to follow me here in the DOB because I compete in the NBC IFBB Pro League, right? National Physique Committee here. And people are asking me when my competition is. To be determined. I don't know yet. Usually I tried it once during during football season and it didn't go so well. Like it was a struggle. So I usually do it in the off season. Usually I'll start right after Christmas and be on prep. But we really don't know where it's going to head because I'm still injured. So there you have it. All right, I think that's going to wrap up this live stream. We've been on for an hour and 4 minutes. Thank you, everyone that supported me with a like, with a comment, with the engagement here. Really, really appreciate it. And also, thank you. A special thanks to On T6 Soldier for the super chat and super sticker. It means a lot. If you guys have questions and you want answers from me, you guys can go ahead and do that in the Dark Side of BEASTwriter. Drop your comments as this video concludes, and I will be sure to get back to you and answer the questions the best I can. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. And again, spread the word to all your family and friends. in the Raider Nation and let them know Dark Side of BEASTwriter is here to stay in lovely Las Vegas. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good day. BEASTwriter out.